a little bit later on, that novices hurdle. Been some good winners of that in the past, and the Classic Chase as well, which follows that contest. We're down at the start, then ahead of the opener at Warwick, which is the Trial Racing TV for free now novices handicap hurdle over 2 miles. Mercer's Troop is 5-2, Texan Nomad 3-1, Sensible Friend 15-2, Percy Prosecco 15-2, 17-2 now Diliev, and 14-1. Bigger the rest, a few moves, but pretty much back to where they started. 5-2 Mercer's Troop staying pretty strong at the top. From number 5, Texan Nomad for Rex Dingle and Ron Harris. And there is Texan Nomad. Here's Stuart.
Thanks, Tom. Yeah, welcome back to Warwick. Texan Nomad, of course, the recent winner in the field, making a relatively swift return to the track, having won in similar company, I think it's fair to say, at Wincanton last week. He's now got to do it off a £7 a higher mark. It's getting a little bit warm in the parade ring. I don't know if that's a characteristic of his. I wasn't at Wincanton last week to see him. It isn't a particularly cold mid-January afternoon in this part of Warwickshire, but not sweating profusely, but definitely just getting a little bit warm. And as they got closer to going out onto the track, he was just getting a little bit on edge, and I think, and as you can see, he wears the hood, he is essentially a keen going type. What about some of the opposition here? Well, towards the foreground, Harry Skelton, the star jacket on the market leader here, Mercer's Troop, who was a middle distance winner on the flat. His debut success in that sphere wasn't really backed up. I think it's fair to say he didn't progress on the level, and having left Archie Watson, he's now in the care of Dan Skelton. It's probably now why we see him over hurdles, but he ran perfectly respectably last time, and he's probably the one to beat in this sort of company. Percy Prosecco, a bit disappointing here last time, but he's been given a break since. Sensible Friend has had a wind up the last time we saw him. The ground should suit. Diliev needs to start seeing her races out. She's just not getting home at the moment. And among those at bigger prices, around about 25-1, Sammy Lou, if he settles, has on the odd occasion just hinted at a little bit of ability. Looks as though they're coming in for the first of 7 on Classic Chase Day here at Warwick. Let's go to the commentary box. Waiting for us is good afternoon to David Fitzgerald.
Good afternoon to you too, Stuart. Perfect timing. Flag just raised. So the starter with the flag up. They're being called in. Field of 12 for the opener. Wenceslaus just at the head of the pack. And they're off. The opener on Classic Chase Day, the Trial Racing TV for free now. Novices handicap hurdle. There's certainly no mad scramble to take the running up, but it is Star of Rory that is at the front, along with Wenceslaus and 3 Bullet Gates towards the inside, the yellow and maroon. Percy Prosecco is just tracking them with the blue spots on the white sleeves as they get to flight number 1 of the 8, which they all take safely. Texan Nomad is dropped out at the back of the field as Wenceslaus and Tommy Phelan disputes with Star of Rory and Lee Edwards. Percy Prosecco, 3 Bullet Gate. The favourite jumped that big and well in about 6th position, a black cap. That is Mercer's Troop. Sensible Friend ahead of that one. The orange, the grey Bhutan, diamonds on the jacket of Incas, and Diliev restrained the purple and yellow. The back 3 are Spader, Sammy Lou and Texan Nomad as they've jumped their first 2, and it is Wenceslaus that just has the advantage to Star of Rory, with the 4-year-old Percy Prosecco running in his first handicap, just in 3rd, with Charlie Post and 3 Bullet Gate in 4th place. Bhutan is then to the outside, with Sensible Friend and Tom Scudamore next in the field ahead of Incas and Mercer's Troop the inside as they're about to jump flight number 3. Wenceslaus gets over it safely, as they all do. Still at the back, Sammy Lou in company with Texan Nomad and Diliev held up towards the rear. Spader just worse than midfield, the light green on the outside. So it'll be a fair while before they jump again. Flights 4, 5 and 6 over on the far side of the course. And it is Wenceslaus, already a winner twice this season back in the autumn, and now takes the descent just in front of the cheek-pieced Star of Rory. Percy Prosecco has taken a keen enough hold throughout this and is still just following them in 3rd. Bhutan on the outside of Incas, with a 3 Bullet Gate next, and then Sensible Friend and the white face of Spader. Mercer's Troop, Harry Skelton just in midfield, blue sleeve the inside of Diliev. And Diliev is being followed by Texan Nomad, going perfectly well under Rex Dingle at the back of the field, the winner at Wincanton last Saturday. and last is Keelan Woods on board Sammy Lou. So the field have reappeared from the trees and are about to take off at number 4 with Wenceslaus getting over that, but joined on either side by Percy Prosecco and Star of Rory. These are the first 3. 3 Bullet Gate next, Sensible Friend with Incus and Bhutan the outside, followed by Spader and Diliev, who's starting to try and make some progress now. She jumped that very well, Diliev. Texan Nomad has picked off a couple now and is just about 4 or 5 lengths off the pace as the field run and get over the last one on the far side, which 3 Bullet Gate made a mistake at. So Wenceslaus has lost the lead and dropped back as Percy Prosecco disputes with Star of Rory. And a scramble in behind, the Texan Nomad's down, Spader is gone. There's a third one on the deck as well after nasty incident on the flat there, as they now make their run out of the back straight with Percy Prosecco and Star of Rory the first 3. Bhutan is next in the field. Bhutan the grey after a long break. Sensible Friend and Incus. Diliev the outside, and then a Sensible Friend with 3 Bullet Gate on the inner as they come to the second last. Star of Rory to Percy Prosecco. The first 2, it's up for grabs. Diliev has been smuggled into it, the near side, the mare by James Bowen, as they come to the last. Star of Rory joined by Diliev. Can she put it to bed today and finish a race off? Diliev is in front of Star of Rory, Percy Prosecco and Bhutan, and Diliev has left them standing. Diliev the winner for Caroline Bailey and James Bowen, beating Star of Rory, Bhutan, Percy Prosecco in the next group with Sensible Friend.
A dramatic start to the afternoon here at Warwick. The opener goes the way of the 9-to-1 chance Diliev for James Bowen and Caroline Bailey, but we lost 3 of them over on the far side in an incident which might have been a clipped heels that caused a pile-up involving Spader. As you see various jockeys walking away, all 3 of them up okay. Paige Fullup, who was aboard, the latter named. The other 2 who came down, Sammy Lou and also Texan Nomad, who hadn't yet been put in the race by Rex Dingle under a patient ride. At least 2 of the horses were up and galloping as well. So all 2-legged participants at least are fine. Star of Rory, who'd raced prominent from the outset, still in front despite wandering around going to 2 out, but Diliev, who was held on to much later today than had been the case at Leicester when she didn't see it out, finishing second last time, has been produced with a beautiful run by James Bowen to pick off Star of Rory and the ever-prominent Percy Prosecco. And she stuck her head down and ran unwillingly all the way to the line, finally confirming the sort of ability that she'd shown on the flat in her native France. Let's take this as a super slow-mo. Look to the back of the field as they head into the turn, and they all start getting a little bit tight. And the first 2 to go down, Texan Nomad and Sammy Lou. Spader gets brought down. It was difficult to see who initiated it, but there wasn't much daylight there. Certainly not down on the inside. 3 Bullet Gate in the yellow colours was losing his position at that time, and he rather did for Mercer's Troop, who'd made a mistake in the early part of the race. That put him on the back foot, and Harry Skelton could never make ground up the inner, with 3 Bullet Gate falling back in his lap. So, first strike on Classic Chase Day for James Bowen and for Caroline Bailey. The Bailey team set to be represented by Cross Park in our big race a little bit later on.
Yeah, there's the winner. That's Diliev for James Bowen and Caroline Bailey. 9-to-1 the winner from Star of Rory at 10-to-1, and Bhutan 50-1. But it was marred really by that dramatic incident. All horses are okay, which is good news. But Texan Nomad, Sammy Lou and Spader